friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking specifically into a no contact and or separation. What are they currently thinking? And I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is the Mid-Centurion Tarot, and pile number two is the Awaken Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I haven't extended for you for this video, so let's get into what you can expect in today's extended, all right? So the first question that we're going to be looking into is any regret or hope that they have in this no contact or separation that's going on between the two of you. We're going to get some message cards. Then we're going to be looking into how do they view your connection right now. We're also going to be looking into their next move. And then I'm going to be picking out some timing cards as well as some additional guidance for you, all right? So details about the extended is going to be there in the description box below. I do want to say, please be careful of scammers. I would never, reach out to you asking you to book a private reading or subscribe. So just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi pile one, for those of you who chose the Mid-Centurion Tarot, this is going to be your reading, right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies, so close your eyes. Think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Ready, pile one, specifically for a no contact and or separation situation. What is your person currently thinking? It could be about themselves with respect to this connection. It could be about your connection. It could be about you, all right? We'll keep it a little freestyle. We'll see what wants to come through. Then we have the Knight of Cups coming out. Ooh, the Devil. We have the Lovers. Interesting. Five of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Hand of Mysteries, Two of Cups. Okay, this is going to be an intense reading. Right off the bat, the energies are off the charts. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. We will get the Oracle cards as well. So let's take a look at that. Peace, Blue Lace Agate, Friendship, I Am Smart, and we have Gazelle. Your person's very, very unhappy with the no contact going on between the two of you. And here's the thing, pile one, they made this decision. They chose to walk away from this connection. It's very, very clear. I think that this person may have intentionally put fights between the two of you. That's a message that's coming, just so that they could emotionally prepare themselves to walk away from this connection. There's also a lot of self-sabotaging tendencies that I am seeing in this pile today. For some reason, probably because I've been obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters lately, but Gino is coming to my mind, where he tells Rumi that he is going to help her, and then he doesn't, right? But even though he did want to, that was still a choice that he made not to help her out and instead work against her, all right? That message is coming through very strongly at this point in time. In particular, him, like how he knows he made the wrong choice. He feels he was helpless at that point in time and he had no choice, but at the end of the day, it was still a choice that your person made. So that's the energy that's coming through very strongly right now. I don't think your person is happy in their life right now, pile one. I would not be surprised if things are still the same in your person's life, but what once brought them joy and happiness, now it's just very, very lifeless. And your person's starting to understand that the joy you brought into their life, the amount of peace and kind of sanctity that this connection brought into your person's life, yeah, that was what had added life to your person's life. And now that it's completely gone, your person is unable to find that joy in anything else. So it's kind of like your relationship, your connection added a lot to your person's life, but when it was there in your person's life, they did not recognize it, or they underestimated how important it was. With the Hand of Mysteries coming out, it kind of looks like your person doesn't know what to do at this point in time. They're feeling a little bit lost, and they might be kind of giving it to like fate or higher power or whatever it is that they believe in. Like, okay, it's not in my hands. If it's meant to be, it will be. But that's actually a little bit of spiritual bypassing going over there, because your person is not recognizing that they were the ones to make this choice, right? So they might be saying, oh, it was not meant to be. They might be trying to convince themselves at this point in time, but deep down, they do have a desire to come towards you. I think that your person fantasizes that a lot. Like, you know, what would happen if they came back, or if they told you how they felt about you, and, you know, how would life look like then? But at this point in time, I feel very, very blocked energy. So I feel like your person's self-esteem, their own thought processes are working against them at this point, all right? But there is a desire to come forward, all right? At this point, it's very up in the air. That's the energy that's coming through. With the gazelle coming out, I think that this person's watching you very, very intently. It's kind of like they can't be a part of your life. So right now, they're settling for watching what you're doing outside of it. This person could have, I'm seeing someone, it's not stalking energy, but it feels like every single thing that you say, this person's catching on. Every single thing that you post, your person's trying to dig deeper meanings. If you have mutual friends and they're talking about you, it's kind of like they want more information about you, and they might be overthinking and overanalyzing anything and everything that you say, do, or even your facial expressions, anything that you post. There is that energy coming through from them. So if you block this person everywhere, it looks like this person has found a way to still keep tabs on you, and they are. That's the thing. They're definitely keeping tabs on you. But at this point in time, very standstill energy. I don't think that they are, they're thinking about what would happen if they do something, but they're not thinking about actually doing it. That's where the difference is. So it's a little bit up in the air energy. I know that might be a little bit difficult to hear, Pal One, but right now, your person's more or less blaming fate, like, oh, this happened because of fate. You know, I am being called to, oh my gosh, my obsession with K-pop Demon Hunters is one thing, but at the same time, like the fact that it's coming in a reading, I'm feeling a little bit shy about it. But I'm thinking of like Gino, you know, Gino thinks that Wima was the one who forced him to make that choice, but at the end of it, it was his choice. And of course, he realizes it later when he gives his soul to Rumi. And for those of you who haven't watched K-pop Demon Hunters, I would highly recommend it. It's a beautiful movie. It talks about trauma. It talks about shame. There are very, very deep themes that run in the movie. And it also talks about, you know, facing your shame, facing your fears, and owning up to who you truly are on the inside, rather than how you want other people to perceive you or how other people think you should be. So I think that it's a very powerful, very empowering movie as well. Highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. This is not sponsored. This is just my own conviction that's coming through. But with shame coming through, like the reason why I'm probably going through all of these thought processes is the devil is really coming to me in my mind right now. And I think that your person also might have some shame about not making a decision in this connection or not choosing this connection. But like I said, with the Hand of Mysteries over here, they're just like, oh yeah, it was not my choice. It was the divine, or it was higher power, or it was just not meant to be. And so there's a little bit of bypassing over there that your person's overlooking. But deep down, with the Two of Cups coming here, your person does feel something for you. They might not want to acknowledge it as love, because for me, even to say love feels very difficult. But they recognize that that feeling exists within them. They recognize that they have not felt this way about anyone else. And the impact that your connection has had, even the fact that they're even fantasizing about what could happen between the two of you if they just came forward, if they probably were a better version of themselves, yet even thinking about all those things, your person has never done that with anyone else. So that by itself is very different about your connection. And this might be, like, the message coming to me is this might be a phase where your person needs to go through so that they understand what was different about this connection. When this connection was in your person's life, they didn't realize how different it was from something or previous connections that they have experienced. Maybe this person took it lightly. Maybe they couldn't trust the bond that both of you had, and maybe they thought that it was a smart decision to walk away from this, or they thought that it wouldn't affect them. Like I said, a lot of underestimation is going on over here with respect to the depth of your connection. So it's possible that maybe both of you are being put into separation because your person needs to understand the difference. And another message that's coming through is your person asked for this separation, and sometimes the divine steps in and gives you what you want, only to help you realize that that is not what you actually want. And I feel that energy coming through very strongly in your reading with the Two of Cups, kind of wrapping up your entire reading. It feels like your person doesn't know how much this connection has intertwined in their life and how much it should actually mean to them and how much it does actually mean to them. But it is only through the separation, it is only through the loss of it that your person will realize, and that's the path that they're being led on at this point. Let me get you one message or advice, pal one, because like I said, things are a bit up in the air right now. I feel like shuffling again. Things are a little bit up in the air right now, but let me see what wants to come through, all right? Yes. Okay, so first off, there needs to be darkness before the sun comes out. All right. And I feel with, even the Knight of Cups, the energy of it, the devil energy of it, your person is coming to that realization, but they need to go through the darkness before that realization hits, before your person realizes that, okay, whatever it is that I'm fantasizing about, whatever it is that I'm imagining, that can actually come true for me. It's just a matter of me making my choices to align with that. It's a matter of me taking action in 3D. So your person is coming to that realization, but they have to go through this process. They haven't yet completely realized the lack of this connection in their life and how much it added to it. So this separation is helping them realize, and only when they realize this, your person recognizes that they deserve to have the life that they desire. Because right now it's all in desires, right? It's all in their imagination. But they feel, okay, well, fate took it away from me, so it's not in my future, it's not in my destiny. Your person might be kind of, I guess I would say, making excuses for their inaction at this point in time. But slowly, it is through this distance between the two of you that your person is going to realize that they have to take action, and it's possible. It's actually possible to unlock the life that they are desiring for themselves, which is actually about this connection being a part of their life. It's going to take time, though. I am seeing it's kind of like with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, that's slow-moving energy. So it's going to take time. This is a process of realization. Like, other things have to, like, your person has to go through their normal life the same as they did when you were in their life, and then recognize the contrast. So that's going to take time, right, Pal One? So it is going to take a bit of time, but the realization, they're meant to go through this process to reach that endpoint of realization. All right? Okay, so this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. We are going to be having an extended for this reading, so let's take a look at what you can expect in the extended for this reading. First off, we're going to be looking at any regret or hope they have in the no contact and separation right now. We're also going to be getting some messages from them. We're looking into how do they view your connection right now. We're looking into their next move. All right, because eventually the realization is going to happen, but what's their next move in the meantime? Then we are looking into some timing cards and some additional guidance that wants to come through. All right, so details about the extended is going to be there in the description box below. And I also do want to say that my private readings are also open right now. They are listed in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips that I send in watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Halwan, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi, Call 2. For those of you who chose the Awakened Tarot, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty, Call 2, specifically for no contact and or separation situation. What is your person currently thinking? It could be about themselves with respect to this connection. It could be about this connection. It could be about you. Let's keep this a little bit freestyle. We'll see what wants to come out, alright? Okay. You know, when I was picking this card, I thought I was done, but then I was like, oh, there's one more spot to do. So we'll see how that relates to your reading, if it does, or if it's just a me thing. Okay, Seven of Wands, Justice, Nine of Wands, Queen of Wands, Five of Swords, the Empress, and the Hermit. Okay. And I also have your Oracle cards. We have the Elephant, we have I Am Focused, we have Selfishness, we have Watermelon Tourmaline, and we have Higher Power coming out. Okay. Currently thinking. They're thinking a lot about this connection right now, Paltu, with the Hermit coming up. I think that your person is reflecting upon this connection and what went down. It might be something about your person taking a stand for themselves, or at least they perceived they took a stand for themselves with respect to this connection. But I think it might have been misunderstood, or it might have led to a breakdown of this connection. Like what your person thought was standing up for themselves was actually them taking control of the situation or being overly controlling about how some particular situation had to go. That's the energy that's coming through. And right now, your person is kind of looking back at what went down between the two of you. With Selfishness coming out, I think that your person is slowly understanding that how they showed up was not aligned, as in they thought, okay, well, I need to protect my desires or my needs. But by doing so, what your person was actually doing was they were controlling you, or they were controlling an outcome about something in your situation, which may have made you feel very restrictive. It may have made you feel like you didn't have a say in the entire situation. Like this person definitely was repressing and taking away your choice in the matter. But at that point in time when this person did it, they thought they were asserting their right, but it was more of a shadow energy that was coming through. At that point in time, they didn't realize it. All right. At that point in time, your person did justify it to themselves, but now there is a recognition that something was off about how they showed up. So that realization hasn't hit completely just yet. I am feeling a little bit of transitory energy, but they're starting to think about it. That the nagging feeling of their action being misaligned has started to get to them, which means they're starting to consider that maybe what I did came out of selfishness or my need for control. Maybe that was in excess. And maybe that's why I have hurt my person, or maybe that's why we are in no contact. For some of you, I am getting a few examples that are coming to my mind is, for one, your person could have been taking this too slow, trying to control every single thing that happens in this connection, like when both of you would go on your first date, the gap between your first date and your second date, how you were showing up in the connection, if things were going like naturally flowing, your person would intentionally stop it and say, no, this is, I have to assert control rather than going with the flow. That's one message that's coming through. Another message could be your person maybe not, I wouldn't say not accepting one of your action, but it looks like they may have tried to stop you from doing something because they didn't want you to do it, rather than understanding that you have absolute free will and they get to voice their thoughts, but they don't get to control you per se. You know, it's again up to you to decide whether or not you wish to align with their thought process, we want to accommodate that, or you don't want to. That is absolutely onto you. But I think that the way this person showed up may have put restrictions on you, or you might have felt a bit suffocated about it. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I am getting more, I mean, it could be, but I am getting also platonic. I am getting familial, like where it is one with someone who is older and younger. There's that dynamic playing out. It could be social hierarchy as well. I am also sensing some work environment, like hierarchy at work as well, right? So it doesn't have to be romantic, but kind of felt like your person thought they were entitled to control, but now they're realizing that that is what has led to this loss of this connection between the two of you. There is a recognition that maybe there should have been a middle ground that your person reached out to. It's not about completely letting go as well, but it's also not about complete control. It's about working with you. And I think that your person is understanding that they don't have to choose extremes every single time. They can find middle ground, and perhaps they did not talk to you about it. Maybe your person thought they needed to make all the decisions. Maybe they unnecessarily took that as a burden, but they're realizing that by doing so, they've hurt you, they've hurt this connection, and they are feeling the loss of this connection, pal too. There's something coming through about, you know, with the higher power coming through. I think that first off, your person is getting some downloads from the divine with the hermit energy coming through. But I also think it is more of their higher self coming through and letting them know that perhaps this was misaligned. Maybe, you know, a different alternative, a little bit more of a middle ground would have helped. So at that point in time, when your person took this action, they thought they were right. They thought they were completely justified. But now they're starting to sense that maybe they were not. So that by itself is a bit humbling on your person's end. Like, you know, they are being humbled by the universe. I do feel that energy coming through. But it's also about recognizing that love is not control, you know. Yes, it is scary to let go of that control that you feel you have to step in and, you know, micromanage every single aspect of it. But a connection like that only suffocates both of you in different ways, but it ends up suffocating both of them. And it hinders the growth of the connection. It hinders both of their individual growths as well. You know, so you're creating an unsafe environment. And that is something that your person is understanding. Perhaps you did try to tell this to your person. Maybe you were not able to express it in the way that it's coming out in the reading. Maybe you might have reacted in a way that, you know, said, you know, don't control me, or you are taking this to another extreme. And maybe at that point in time, your person didn't understand it. I am also getting a message that you are as kind as possible to this person, like letting them know. But beyond a certain point, I think that you did assert your right. You did put your foot down and you did tell your person that, no, I am not going to be accepting this behavior. So I think that there was a point until which you did accept it, or you felt forced to accept it. But there might have been a learning curve on your end, pal, too, where you learned how to first put yourself first, choose yourself. And there might have been a little bit of self-love and a little bit of healing that you needed to go through in order to put your foot down. Where both of you are at right now is that you are on your individual journeys of growth. For you in particular, Paltu, you are learning how to love yourself first, how to not sacrifice yourself, your needs, your desires, your free will, just because you love someone, or just because it is a norm, maybe a societal norm, or just because it is expected out of you. And that might be something that you are learning at this point in time. Your person, on the other hand, is learning that they can't be controlling your free will. That is definitely not a healthy connection, and the only person who gets hurt at the end of it is themselves, because you are learning self-love, you are empowering yourself, you are growing. It might hurt when there was a breakdown of this connection, but eventually you're getting to a place of power. So the only person who loses actually in this entire situation, even though yes, I know there's no win or loss in a situation, but this is genuinely your person losing out on what could have been an amazing connection. So at the end of it, they're losing much more than what they thought that they would. With the elephant coming out in your reading, I think that your person, it's difficult for them to come to this realization, because that means they have to look back at other areas of their life that they have kind of put their foot down in the name of authority, but it was control. In the name of, oh, I'm protecting myself, but that might have actually been control. That might have been very, very unhealthy. So it's uncomfortable, even as I'm like channeling your messages, it's very, very uncomfortable for me to feel all of the realizations that your person is having. But at the same time, it is also necessary for your person to be thinking about all this. It is only through reflecting upon it, introspecting about it, that your person is going to grow. And that's what's happening right now. So that is what they're currently thinking about you, about this connection. Not complete realizations though, Paltu. I will tell you this is a bit transitory energy, but they're starting to think about it. And it's starting to affect them. They're starting to accept these realizations. That's where they're at, all right? Then let's get into maybe an additional message or any guidance that wants to come through. I'll keep it a bit up in the air. Yes, your person's thinking, all right? I think that there is a pause energy in your connection right now. I think that you are evolving. You are going through your growth process. I do see your person eventually looking towards this connection, maybe thinking about a reconciliation. But with the Three of Wands energy, it's going to take a bit of time for your person to get to that point. So first introspection, then realizations, then correction, and then looking to see if there is a possibility for them to come back, or owning up to what they did and sharing that with you, sharing those realizations with you. But it's going to take a bit of time. I do see them coming out of the hermit mode, but time, in your reading, time in particular, it's going to take, because with the elephant coming out, I do feel that this was massive amounts of ego that was really stepping in, but that's also an understanding your person has that it's not serving them anymore. All right, so this is where I will leave you for today, Paltu. One more message actually that's coming through for you, Paltu, is your person thought it was love. That might also be their own perception of how love should be. Maybe your person grew up watching a certain dynamic where one person was constantly controlling the other, and that might have been their understanding of how things should be, because otherwise the connection spins out of control. That might be their thought process. So it's also about unwiring all of those thought processes, the source of that thought process also. So this person does care about you. That's one more reiteration that's coming through. But at the same time, that's not an excuse for someone controlling you and taking away your free will. No, absolutely not. All right. So I think that's a lesson that you are learning at this point. And there's also a lesson that your person's learning at this point. All right. Okay. Paltu, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. In the extended, hold on, let me actually get that piece of paper. Let's take a look at what we'll be looking into in the extended, all right? So we're going to be looking into any regret or hope that they have in the no contact and separation. Given that it is starting energies for your person, I do feel we will be able to tap into this energy. Then we have some message cards coming out. Then we have, how do they view your connection now? You know, with all of these realizations that are slowly creeping, and I would say creeping because it's taking some time for it to come to the surface for your person, but they're accepting those realizations. So how do they view your connection right now? We're going to be looking into their next move. Even though it's going to take time with the Three of Wands, we are going to take a deeper look at what is their next immediate move towards this connection. And then we're going to be looking at some timing or timing cards, and we're also going to be getting additional guidance. I don't know why I said or, so we'll take a look at why. Maybe there's some higher purpose to me saying that. Alrighty, so that is about the extended. The details are in the description box below, pal 2. My private readings are also open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tip sets, and watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Pal 2, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.